Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, give me a second. I'm here. I'm here. Give me a second. Why isn't this opening up? Hello, Kevin. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Prairie. Hello? There it is. And bam. So, apparently another fountain in DC Trump fixed that has orange water. Yeah, I saw the video of that, Aaron. That was wild. I just watched an 11-minute video by Graham Plattner, and just what the hell? Just what the hell? Like what the hell? There was no, like, here's the wild thing. He's basically feeding the rumors that it was a establishment hit job. He's still saying that he didn't do what he's being accused of. He is now calling it an establishment hit job. And the only thing that keeps coming into my mind is, if it is false, why the hell hasn't he sued her already? There should be a suit for defamation. Alarico raised 3 times more funding than Paxton last quarter. Hell yeah. I mean, that's not surprising. Paxton's spending his time in Italy instead of, like, on the campaign trail. Like, is he even campaigning? I feel like that man is traveling, like, around the world and not actually doing anything. Hanging out with his mistress. Well, yeah, that too. Morning, April. How are you? He's being accused of voting in a precinct he no longer lives in, something he's gone off on after others for in Texas. Shocker. Color me shocked. I am so very shocked at that. Like, who would have guessed? Right? Who would have guessed? He's an idiot. Who would have guessed? He and his ex lived in Collin County, but he's living in Denton County with his mistress. I mean, the fact that that you don't have to live in the district you represent is wild to begin with. Let alone the voting side of things like you're talking about, which obviously is illegal if he's voting in a county he doesn't live in. But I also think, I've just been learning more and more that you can actually run, you don't have to live in the district that you're running in, at least federally, which I think is just ridiculous. It's no wonder we're not getting things fixed. Hey, Leslie. How are you doing? I don't debate, David. You doing great? Oh, yeah. Hey, Clara. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone had a good Thursday. We've been getting spot like downpours around here, especially at the end of the day. Kind of wild. It was like nothing and then just downpour for like, I don't know, 2 minutes, maybe. Might have only been a minute even. And then all of a sudden it stopped raining. It was wild. How are you doing, Clara? Good morning, Kat. Maine needs to choose wisely. I mean, they'll do their best. Downpour with the sun out, yeah. Here's how I feel about Graham Plattner. Just move on. There is no sense trying to analyze it. I mean, I guess it depends what you mean by analyze. I don't think you can just move on, but the Dem Party didn't defend Plattner until his poll numbers showed he wouldn't win. He had a bunch of people in the Democratic Party didn't support him. And again, okay. Well, I'm assuming Purple Haze, you're a Republican. What do you mean who came out against him? Morning, Jelly. Morning, Bonnie. Morning, Carolyn. Hey, Patty. Thank you, guys. I think it's in the 90s all the time. And yes. Miles. Yes. One parting where my partner called his dad to apologize for everything after we got a kitten that kept us up all night. There. No, Fetterman is not better. Fetterman's bad in a different way. You still didn't answer my question, Purple Haze. I used to over-evaluate my mistakes. My boss told me just keep going, which we do need to keep going. But you only learn by analyzing your mistakes and how they happened. You don't just ignore the mistakes. You learn from them. If you don't learn from them, it doesn't matter. You don't stop. You keep going, but you learn. Purple Haze, you still haven't answered my question. You keep talking, but you're not actually interacting. Having a screen name. Oh, yeah. I mean, I know Aaron. I know the answer. You were right about nuclear retaliation. What are you talking about? No one's used a nuclear weapon. What's up, Mission? How you doing, buddy? Morning, Teach. I still think it's hilarious. It is Friday. I still think it's hilarious that the people of Maine trust her after she promised to only run for 2 terms. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because the Republicans don't care about what people say as long as they're in their party. Republicans don't actually care about holding their people accountable. Purple Haze, grow up, you child. You still haven't answered my question. This is the last time I'm going to say it. No, Democrats don't. Because look who's not going to be in the party anymore. Or look who's not running for Senate anymore. On the table? Sure, it's on the table. Why? Because China and Russia said so? Okay. They say a lot of things to try and get their way. This is the wildest thing. When did we start believing governments, especially governments like Russia and China? Come on. Like, when did we get here? Just over here singing Purple Rain. How you doing, Scott? Wonder why Republicans are winning? Because you voted because you don't care when someone's a pedo or a grapist. That's why. You idiot. You literally voted for this is the pearl clutching from Republicans is the funniest things. Hey, Carla. Most of your past and present government is in the e-files. Where? Prove it. Who? Who's in the e-files? So is the President of the United States. Okay. Yes, he is. Was found liable. And the judge himself actually said that what he did was grape. Where's the proof? The court of law. It was just a civil court, so they have to call it something different. Doesn't change what it was.
Oh, yes, it was grape. That's what the judge called it.
If you are a Republican and you come in here clutching pearls over Graham Plattner, then why isn't he in jail? Oh my gosh.
Again, it was a civil suit. Civil suit, you don't go to jail. You pay money.
And because this is the United States and we have a two-tiered judicial system, and white people, white men especially, rarely pay for those kind of actions. No, it's probably more, but in this case, we're calling it a two-tier.
Oh, it's not only that, Mike. Not only them, with the selective memory about the person they voted for president. What about Ken Paxton?
Yeah.
Graham Plattner, he's beyond the pale. But Ken Paxton, he's okay.
I love how you guys are defending the exact same thing just because you like the president. Rarely pay for it. Can you prove? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Remember the pastor in, I think it was Oklahoma, that was found to have literally done that to a woman for 12 years and got probation? Yeah, that's not paying. Was found guilty and got probation. Basically stuck in their house. Millionaire, multi-millionaire. After 12 years of doing that to a child up to an adult. Can't believe there are people still doing this. Google which party did Epstein fund. This is just wild that y'all do not actually care one iota about people who are in those files. You don't care. You are literally defending because it was still in court, Purple Haze. And this president ran on releasing them all and instead started a war so we'd stop talking about it.
Oh, they were all hot for having the e-files released till they found out that Trump didn't want them released. Now all of a sudden they don't care about them being released. It's sort of like their faux outrage over the unfortunate passing of Charlie Kirk. They never gave a shit about Charlie Kirk. It was just another excuse to get angry.
Yep. And again, why do you care about Biden and Harris? They're not president and vice president. Okay, John.
Geez, John, is that as witty as you can be? That's it? That's all you got, John? Come on.
Just release them. And for the people that are in it, that are shown to have done stuff, send them to prison for the rest of their life. I don't give a fuck what party you're in. What part don't you get on that?
See, they're in a cult and they assume we are too. And everything is about choosing sides, as opposed to what you have said from day one: release the files and you don't give a rat's ass if it's a Democrat, a Republican, a zebra. Doesn't matter. Who's ever in the files, pay the price.
Yep. Wait.
You guys are in a cult. You both are delusional, clueless leftists.
Well, that's interesting, Lily. What are we delusional about? Rather than just using a blanket phrase that you picked up probably from Newsmax, what are we delusional about?
How come Biden and Obama didn't release the files? Too bad. Neither of them are president now. Your entire ideology is delusional. This is fun. I'm just reading the dumbass comments. Your entire existence is deluxe. They have them. You're making excuses. You are delusional that he can be president. Host didn't care about Epstein and the victims one bit during Biden-Harris terms. Grow the wait. Grow the effort. Let's debate if you think you can handle it like an adult.
Sorry, this was too much fun. The part that you guys aren't getting is it doesn't matter what wasn't done before. It's what we want done now. Doesn't take much to trigger. No, it doesn't. We want them released now. It's not about left and right. Stop with your identity politics bullshit. It's not about left and right. You either care or you don't. I don't know. You'll have to ask Biden. I want them released now. I don't care what didn't happen before. Yeah, it doesn't matter now. Are they president? You dumbass?
And again, there was an active investigation in the DOJ. It was up to the DOJ to release the files, not up to President Biden. Biden observed the rules, keeping a firm wall between the Department of Justice and the White House.
You're one of those, what, that just want the files released so we can actually hold people that are in it responsible? Yeah, I'm one of those that want accountability for everyone, no matter what corporation you align yourself with.
Oh, and by the way, they were all one of those too in June, July, August, September, and October of election year, screaming about releasing the files. Now, all of a sudden, they're not so hot to release the files. I wonder why.
All the fraud that goes on and no one, because we keep making excuses. We keep sitting here, coming on here and going, well, why didn't Biden and why didn't Biden release them or Obama? How about we just say we need them released and hold people responsible? I want to pull up the video of people saying how, and the comments of people all being like, once he's gonna release all the, like, why the reasons that one of the reasons they voted for them was because he was gonna release the files, and now they're like, F the files, it's just a political talking point. Like, what? Biden couldn't release them. That's beside the point. I hear what you're saying, Peace. That's beside the point in this conversation. You either want him released, responsible for their, oh my gosh. It's not protecting Epstein. He wasn't alive when Biden and Merrick Garland and Harris were president. He was already swimming with the fishes.
Not to mention the fact that now, unlike when Joe Biden was president, there's actually a law mandating the release of the files. Why hasn't that law been obeyed?
Maybe
That was a law signed by Donald Trump. A law signed by Donald Trump. Why haven't the files been released?
maybe the e-files contain the truth about man walking on the moon. I'm in the files. Well, then you should want them released more. I still want them released. I think that's a funny thing that people are saying. I'm sitting here begging for accountability for everyone that is preventing the files from being fully released and holding everyone in them accountable. And people's response to that is, you're in the files. I want them released. MTG was ousted. I mean, she left because of the files. Yeah. I mean, I've heard some stuff. She's supposedly starting a third party now, which is hilarious. I know,
She's
Mission.
talking with Tucker about that.
By holding the files back, it makes it look as though the administration is hiding something. So yeah. Hey, Vonda, by the way. I'm not a fan of hers, but at least she's calling out the again. This is hers, and it's the same with Massey and Nancy Mace and all the people that pushed to get those files released. Two things can be can be true at the same time. Right? Two things can be true at the same time. They can do the right thing here and still be horrible people. I'm glad that they all stood up to try and get this to happen. I know, DDC. I know. I think it's hilarious, to be honest. The people that are coming in here and literally trying pearl clutching over Graham Plattner, considering everything that the person who is now president has done throughout his life. That we have video or audio of him saying, let alone what's in the files that we know is true. Man literally on tape talked about how great it is to grab a woman's private parts and that no one can do anything because he's famous. Wasn't fake. He said it. We either start holding people accountable or we don't. I'd love to say, but I have to run. Have a great... All right, Mission. I appreciate you, buddy. It is exactly what he said. It is exactly what he said. There's audio of it. Not what he said. Oh my gosh. Happy Friday, BN. Who cares? Who cares? Thank you for proving our point, Kenny. How does holding our politicians accountable for the choices they make affect our everyday lives? We get people that are shitty human beings in charge. That's how. He said he could, never said that he did. Oh my gosh.
You know, it never ceases to amaze the verbal gymnastics that MAGA supporters wrap themselves in to defend Trump. They twist themselves into a verbal and logical pretzel, and they don't care. They just keep doing it.
Like, I don't understand how these people can look at themselves in the mirror after saying things like that. By the way, hey Silver. Sorry if I missed you coming in. You look proudly on defending a man who was found liable of grape and 34 felonies and a myriad of other things. Thank you for letting us know exactly who you are, Michael. Oh, why do you care about my teeth, Alan? What do my teeth have to do with anything I'm saying? Oh, or do you only get, you know, turned on by looking at another man who's got perfect teeth? Is that what you need? You're exhausting? Okay. No dental insurance, so where? Who says I don't have dental insurance? Aw, Alan.
Alan probably sounds like this. Maybe you should go hang out with your Tiny D somewhere else.
They will run these e-file BS until they can't breathe. Your guy ran on releasing them. You dimwit. I'm not orange enough for Alan. That's true. Your only job? What? People are getting weird. I feel like the conversations get weirder and weirder as they have less and less to argue about. I wish people would quit saying the e-files and talk about the real thing. Well, we say what we can say in order to deal with an algorithm and a program. I wish we could say a lot of things that we can't say. I wish we could use a lot of words that we can't say. I know. Every other country is holding their people responsible. There's a lot of people projecting this morning, Ghost. Full moon? Possibly. Possibly. Okay, Kenny. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. It is amazing to me that people know what's going to happen 4 years from now. Oh, Plattner absolutely should have dropped out. Plattner should have dropped out a lot earlier. And his responses to everything now are just making it even worse.
Boy, that was some bizarre 11-minute dropout speech he gave, huh? Loaded with conspiracy theories and the ego on that guy. He made it all about himself. Just a really bad way to go out.
Mm-hmm. And again, if it's all completely false and he can prove it, I hope he sues. He's not going to. That
No,
11-minute
not.
video showed that he wasn't going to.
No, it showed a petulant, self-obsessed, weird guy.
Who got a very big head. How would you respond if it was a legitimate? I would sue for defamation. I would sue. If it's false, he has a fantastic claim. There is no doubt that claim affected his life.
Yeah, but he would, under New York Times v. Sullivan, he's a public figure. He would have to prove not only it was false, he would have to prove that the people who said it knew it was false. That's almost impossible to prove.
Let's put it this way. Anything other than just saying conspiracy theories. Rubio Vance 28. Okay, good luck with that, Michael. Ah, yes, user blah, blah, blah. Here we go. You voted for Trump. What's your point? What's your point? In terms of things that they have done, especially to women, and both equally as bad in my book. Once it came out, he's no longer running for Senate. That's actually how it should work. Undocumented immigrants cannot vote, Kenny. Can't believe we still have to keep saying this. Don't vote, can't vote.
Doesn't matter. You can say it. You can say it a million times. It doesn't matter. They don't care about facts. They don't care about logic. They don't care about reason. Their support of Trump has nothing to do with politics or policy. It is all psychological.
No, Ryan, they can't. It is a federal crime. for non-citizens to vote in federal elections and state elections. Nope. That is not all you need to have your vote count in California. You guys don't seem to understand how the whole voting process works. It doesn't end once you turn in the ballot. It's not a federal crime to speed. Why did 3 blue states alter their constitutional due to judicial order? Technically, I don't even know what the hell you're talking. What is he talking about? Do you have a clue?
Beats the shit out of me.
All right. We still think our votes actually do count. If our votes didn't count, they wouldn't be doing so many things to try and make it more difficult for us to vote. You guys saying dumb things like our votes don't actually count are the problem. Because you get people to not vote because of it. And yes, non-citizens shouldn't be able to support candidates either. It should not be difficult to vote. We do not need the Save America Act. That is the equivalent of the Save America Act is the equivalent of a poll tax, which is illegal. There's a reason it is unconstitutional to have a poll tax. Okay, Ryan. It is a poll tax. Explain it. Because if you are required to get something that costs money in order to be able to even register to vote, that is a poll tax. That's literally the definition of a poll tax.
And has been ruled unconstitutional. You are correct, Mike. Oh, good Lord. They just don't care.
No.
You can explain it to them again and again and again. It doesn't matter.
Explain it. It costs money. If
you just explain
money.
Have a more fucking intelligent conversation with a rabbit.
Okay, Ryan. Ryan's whole thing is to just tell people that they're clueless.
You're clueless. Is that right, Jethro? Okay.
Did you spend gas? Again, you don't seem to understand how voting works. There are lots of ways that you can vote. You can vote by mail. Aw, Roll Tide girl. Goodbye. You can come back tomorrow. You vote every year. Congratulations. By your definition, everything is a poll tax. No, everything is not a poll tax. What? This is getting weirder and weirder. These comments are getting weirder and weirder. Would have posted it all over social, announced it on TV, what?
And folks, in case you're wondering where where Mike's getting it, that you cannot charge for a poll tax, it's called the 24th Amendment. You may want to take a look at it. It's in the Constitution of the United States, which I doubt many of you will bother to look, but it's in the 24th Amendment.
Anyone that's got a social security number that was born here should just be automatically registered. Why make people register after? Again, we literally no, because everyone defends him. You made him the president of the frickin' United States. Tell me, Alan, is your only job to come onto my live and say dumb shit? You're talking about Platner? Again, the Democratic Party did not pick Platner. Two people from outside the state. I'm retired, boy. Oh. Okay, boy.
I'm retired, boy. Look at me. I'm a big man.
And yes, the people that chose him should have vetted him more. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. The triple Ks are conservatives. Parties mean nothing. They're just names. They're just corporations. If you can't get that, Ryan, you're too much of a child. You're on here sadly too, Alan. No, conservatives started the triple K. A party did not start it. A party is just a corporation. A party is not people. the Triple K are conservatives, always have been, and always will be. You don't know how old I am, Alan. What's up, David? How are you doing? Oh, well, if Ryan says so. Reading up on the yeah, pretty wild what happened in Houston. Not surprising, unfortunately, but wild. I know, Boyzu. I know. Is Mitch? I don't know. It would not surprise me if Mitch is at least is still alive but unable to communicate. What happened? A man in Houston was unalived during a traffic stop by the Cubes. Alan, for a retired person, you act so much like a child. Your grandkids must be disappointed in you. Goodbye.
Normally, I'm amused by the crazies. Today they're just tiresome.
And again, you either are against it or you are for it. The fact that all you care about is a party association is wild to me. I swear we're living in a constant episode of the Twilight. Yeah, DGS. I know. They've been out all week. It's been a wild week. I don't expect anyone here to agree with me or my views on everything. But come on. Kenny, the fact that you keep bringing this up shows you don't actually care about fixing any problems in this country. There are no such thing as Democrats. That's a corporation. You're the one who's stuck on a political party name, on a corporate name, on an identity. I care about people. That's what I'm trying to fix. How about we actually work on problems and talk about problems and stop here saying, oh, it's the Democrats or it's the Republicans. And this is someone who is staunchly against anyone who calls themselves a Republican and supports this movement that is going on by this administration. The Patriot Front is a whole bunch of those people. And they support this administration, and this administration defended them. User blah, 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 blah. I know it's exciting for me or Scott or anyone else here to come out and just bash on the people that you disagree with. I know it is. And I'll be honest, and I'm sure Scott will too. Sometimes it feels really freaking good.
Oh, it's fun.
But in the end, you either care about people or you don't. You either are against something or you're not. Do I think that the people, the worldview of the people that support this administration and continue to support it are a bigger problem than the people that support the Democratic Party? Yes. Yes, I do. But that's beside the point when we're having some of these conversations. It's not because they have the D next to their name or an R next to their name. It's because of what they stand for. It's because of the lack of humanity that they show. It's not because of a letter. It's not because of a party. It's because of what you stand for, what you fight for, what you allow to happen again and again and again. Am I unhappy that someone like Graham Plattner, who did as much as he did, got as far as he did? Of course I am. Am I glad that he is no longer a candidate? Yes. Yes, I am. Could we potentially have lost winning Maine because of it? Of course there's a potential. Of course. 100%. But I'm going to be straight with you. As frightening as that is, we either care about accountability or we don't. We either stand on our fundamentals or we don't. I know my eye on you. Aw, Mark. Yeah. Go back to sleep. You know? You either want the e-files released or you don't. There's politics, and then there's someone who was found liable of graping someone and has 34 felonies against him. That person doesn't belong in politics either. Stop it. Two things can be true, bro. Yeah. My point is, I'm talking about the overarching problems. What are we against? And that's great. I'm glad user blah, 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 blah. And I'm sorry that I'm calling that, but I'm not saying all the numbers. I'm just tired of people on the right coming in and only focusing on the fact that they voted for, that Graham Plattner got as far as he did, and are completely unwilling to hold their own side accountable for the same kind of things. So I apologize if you were just saying it as a truth, I just got frustrated. I am frustrated at that kind of response. But I appreciate that you have an issue with both. I don't think any person should be able to register with a party. If I'm being straight, I think the only people that can be in parties are people that are actually running for office, because I don't have an issue with people aligning with a party, because it allows for at least a general idea of what the party is supposed to stand for. I also think we need more than two parties. Two parties is ridiculous, especially in the modern era. But the fact that people can align themselves with a party, I think, is dumb. I'm so tired of people both Dem and Republican. That's the point. Stop saying both Dem and Republican. They're neither. They're just people. As you're doing it, yeah, because we live in a system where you have to. If you want to vote in primaries, you have to. If we want a chance at change, we have to. The only way we can get change is to get people in office under the current system that want to change the system. Tired of the... No, I meant tired of the... I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Brandon. This is the problem. Not what you... No, this is what you have to do. It's not a feeling. You have to do it. If we want change, we have to start voting in the primaries. And the way to vote in primaries, you have to register under a party. In most states. By the way, I hate watching TikTok on my laptop. That's fair, Vonda. Am I mad that we have a guy in the Oval Office that's actually found guilty of what Plattner was accused of? Hell yeah. Yep. And so you should be. No, we need to start believing women, Doug. We've gotten to where we are because a majority, what is it, 1 in 4 women, something like that, have experienced it. And most women don't say anything because they know they won't be believed. Men are so worried about being falsely accused when the problem is that the reason that things happen the way they are is because they're never believed in the first place. How about men start being better? How about men start being better? Yeah, the problem is white people in that case, Doug. And yes, I understand that. Okay, Mr. Slippers. Sounds like somebody's all in their feelings. Hey, Books. And yes, white men need to be held accountable too. White people. Want more? Want more what? How can you, like, I don't think you understand. The statement of saying wanting more gives the open door, opens the door literally for men to keep doing what they're doing. If we don't start holding men accountable with how they treat women all around, in every sense, all we do is allow it to keep happening.
Hello.
Hi.
I just had to come up here and say something to that because it is infuriating to know the statistics that our justice system has for sex crimes in this country, and quite honestly, worldwide. The amount of reported cases is severely below what the actual data is. And when we talk about reported cases, less than 3% of reported cases in this country end in some sort of conviction, which includes people who admit to being guilty. And many of those that do end in convictions, as we have come to find out in recent history, don't even end in any sort of time or sentencing. And this is with video evidence and witnesses and everything. So when somebody says, I want more, how about we just start creating a fair system that believes women? How about we actually start giving stricter sentences, because the laws written in this country for sentencing are pathetic when it comes to these types of crimes.
People that say, why didn't she come report it immediately? This is where lack of empathy comes in.
3% of crimes end in conviction that are reported. That's why.
I need you to sit here and think about one of the worst violations of your body that you can possibly experience. And then having somebody go, and then if you report it, knowing in this country that if you report it, not only are people going to question what you said to cause this, what you wore to cause this, why didn't you fight back enough to cause it, then you also have to go through the absolute humiliation of being tested. All of that's lies. What? And then once it happens, once you decide, if you decide to do it, they will look through every act you have ever, everything you have ever done through your entire life under a microscope. And if you did anything that was even a smidge considered untoward by men, let's be honest, they will either end up believing you, but give the guy a light sentence because they don't want to ruin the guy's life forever. Or they will say, well, obviously she asked for it, so he gets off. And then forever, that woman has to know that the person who raped her is walking around and has to live with that and live with everything else that comes from it. Why? Because men are the ones in the judicial system. If men are the problem, then that's the problem. I don't understand why you can't get that. The judicial system is made by men. So men are the ones that have to change it. And when men go, oh no, we can't blame men, do something about, that's what we're trying to do.
And we're looking to you, Doug. You're a man. That's who we're talking to. And you're part of the problem with what you're saying here. You, Doug, are part of the problem. And you are the one that has to look at yourself and make some change.
It is up to men to fix men. Aw, Anonymous, do you not like it when men actually do it? Stop yelling. No! I'm trying to get through to you.
I would also like to point out that statistics the last 10 years have still been appalling with violence towards women and children. But when we look at specifically violence towards women, the last 10 years, the violence towards women has gone up. It is not decreasing. It is only continuing to go up. And part of the reason why it's continuing to go up is because of the rhetoric that this government and the people who listen to this administration support.
We need more men to start yelling, to get out there, to stand up, to believe women, to vote against this bullshit. You're the white. It's all men till it's no men. Yes, I'm one of them. What part don't you get?
It's getting worse because of the left, sure. Meanwhile, we have rallies by the President of the United States who is having speakers up calling the Vice President of the United States a WHORE on stage in a national audience.
I want my wife and daughter to be safe from people that commit SA. And if they happen to get it, I want them to be believed and actually get justice. Doug, I hear you, and I appreciate that. You are in a white man's channel who is speaking about problems with white men. I don't know what you're trying to get at here. I'm literally...
Intersectionality is extremely important, but let's not deny that all men, regardless of race, have this issue. Don't pretend that just because you're part of a different race that they're not still men.
There's a lot of marginalized communities that are suffered, especially under men that look like me. Lots. I call all men a problem because all men are men as a whole are the only people that can stop this. Of every color skin in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, more white men need to be the ones that do it most. But we either believe that men got to fix the problem or we don't. If you're not the problem, Doug, if you agree with me and you don't, and you are one of the good guys, then don't take offense by it. I'm not talking to you. None of us are talking to you. I don't take offense when women say they don't like men or they don't trust me because I'm a man, because they have no reason to. Even though I'm doing what I can, as much as I can, wherever I can, to speak up and speak out and support. Why would I get upset? Every woman in this country has every right to distrust every man they see. They have every valid right to.
And bringing it back to politics, this is why it's so important to have ways that we bring equity into our politics, ways that we have a proper representation of the population, that we have women in office, that we have minorities in office. That's what democracy is supposed to be. We should all have a representation in this power for ourselves. And this administration currently is actively tearing down the barriers and regulations that we had in place to promote equity. And they're purposely doing it.
And Doug, if we were telling you that you're the problem, it was because we saw problems with what you said. We saw problems with the way you were defending it. Because people on here, men on here that may not be speaking, but may disagree with everything I'm saying, may see what you say and go, see, I'm not the problem. The problem is that 1, 2, 5 times, that 0.5% of the time that a woman has lied about it, about something happening. But if we completely ignore the 99.5% of the times where it actually did happen because of a 0.5% of the time, the only people that are suffering are women. We're ignoring the 99.5% for the 0.5, and it's probably a smaller number than that. I'm just making a number. If we can't accept that, because we as men are worried about being blamed. I'm not saying that it's just women, but it is overwhelmingly women. It is a culture that we have allowed in this country where we defend the act.
It is overwhelmingly men. And, you know, men are also victims of men. Children who are boys are victims of men.
And yes, there are women that have done it as well. But again, it's, if our goal is to fix the problem, we need to sit here and say what the problem is. The reality is for the last forever, since the dawn of this country, men have been in charge. Men have guided society. I know you want a general conversation about it. But the general conversation is it's not okay. But we also have to be willing to look at realities too. We can look at both things at the same time. Again, the overwhelming majority of both reported and unreported are because of people that look like me, or men, just men in general. And we're talking a vast. Do we
Yeah,
need,
and you
do we
can't have a conversation about that without talking about that.
Does that mean that in terms of how we fix it, we may need to look at a more general solution? Sure. We absolutely may have to. Because I think the solution probably is a more general solution, but we have to accept the realities that a vast majority of the time, the problem is still us. By the way, hey man from the West. Hey DDC. And that's just a reported, probably, Vonda. The percentage could be higher if you add in the unreported, but who knows? But yes, the problem as a whole is as a society, we need to fix the problem of the allowance of the protection of rapists as a whole. For whatever reason. We protect them because they have a lot of money. We protect them because they're men. We protect them because a million other things. We don't believe women. Nobody allows it. False. You literally voted a person into office who was found liable of it. So yeah, you do. Women lie. Oh my gosh. Nobody believes her. Hence the problem. Let me guess, you're a man, right? Probably a white man. You've probably done these kind of things yourself. Goodbye.
I mean, we don't even have, like, we have the clearest representation of how the United States justice system has worked by the largest high-profile case ever with the Epstein files, and the only person who is in jail is a woman.
Yep. Men lie too.
You cannot get a better representation of how this country is run by that. And the people who have committed these atrocious crimes, many of them are in office right now or appointed positions by this administration.
And yes, Prairie, the amount of times that I have heard people that get away with doing some horrible things because they have their whole lives ahead of them and shouldn't be ruined is disgusting. It's disgusting. Prove what? Prove what?
We have proved it many times over, and even with proof, in a justice system, a court of law conviction, they are still let go and off the hook without any punishment. Many times over.
It's the fact that we have allowed, again, the problem that we are dealing with as a whole in this country is we have allowed ourselves to get to a point where the fix is going to be less comfortable, is going to be more uncomfortable for a lot of people because we have let it go out of control. It's not going to be easy to fix this. It's not. and and men, especially men that look like me, are gonna have to wake up and start listening. Oh my gosh. See, I asked you a question. All you had to do was answer it. And then you said something that is so disgusting. It shows that you can't be an adult. And it makes me sad to be part of your generation. You piece of conniving, whiny shitball. You are as disgusting as the president of the United States and all the people in his party and everyone else that still supports him. Get a life. There is literally no question that that man is in the files. None. Zero. Nada. What are you talking about? I'm glad that he's out of the race. We said he should be out of the race when the tattoo came up. Grow up. No, I will not calm down. Why do you think that these conversations are calm conversations? Why do you think that we should just be okay with this? You guys did not care about Clinton. What about Clinton? Buddy, you're a grown man on TikTok too. Calm down. Shut the fuck up. What are you, 5? What is going on? Like, am I losing my mind, Scott?
No, because no matter what you say, they're going to try and twist it and say that you're supporting a guy with a Yahtzee tattoo or anything else, which apparently they haven't been listening to this channel very long. People have been going after Graham Plattner from day one here.
If the Clintons did anything, they should be arrested and charged and in prison. I do not care what party you are associated with. What part do you not understand?
Mike, they're so wrapped up in their party identification because it's become their own self-identification that they can't differentiate anymore. They simply can't do that. So you're asking them to do something that they are incapable of doing.
I know. I know.
Their entire self-identification is wrapped up in Trump and MAGA. It's the first club they ever got invited to join. So it's a psychological bond. It's not about politics.
Why?
They don't care about.
I
They
don't-
don't care about politics.
I don't support a party. I support people. I support people that align with my fundamentals. I hate the DNC. But it has nothing to do with the DNC. DNC is a corporation. My identity isn't a party. I don't care what letter is next to your name. I care who you support, what you stand for, what you want to do, what the future of this country looks like to you. That's all I care about. Do the people that I have found align with my fundamentals tend to be in the Democratic Party? Sure. Did you literally just say he's not alive anymore, so move on? So let's just give a pass to everyone that did some of the worst things humanly possible to children. Like I know you're muted so you can't talk, but seriously, dude, way to just show how much of a shitty human being you are. This is just
Wow.
I cannot.
Wow. Let's just move on. Nothing to see here, folks. I see. Now, by the way, a year and 6 months ago, he was one of the ones screaming, release the files. Now he doesn't want to release them. I wonder why.
That's why I want to get people that aren't forever politicians. The people that I'm trying to get into office are they are not in the files. Guaranteed. They're the people that want to hold the people that are in the files accountable. Those are the people that I'm supporting. Those are the people that I'm trying to get into office. Ones that are guaranteed to have not been on it. You're so ignorant. Tell me how a 29-year-old woman is in the files. Because that's one of the people that I want to win. Again, as long as we continue to be so focused on our identity as Republicans, Democrats, even left, right, progressive, conservative, whatever, we are never going to move forward. We are never going to fix the problems that so many of us seem to agree on. Ever. No, reality TV star people, the reason people who are, the reason people that have been on TV seem to, especially nowadays, seem to be able to get into office easier than most is because they've got the name recognition. That's really what it is. That's why I keep interviewing people. That is why, and I know some people have talked to me about why they're not getting views, but this is why I keep saying, please watch my stuff. I know it's not all exciting stuff. But the best thing that we can do to help these people is watch their videos. I've interviewed hundreds of people that are running for office. Amazing people that want to change the status quo, that want to hold people accountable, that want to change things for the better. And yeah, it's frustrating when only like 20 or 30 people watch it and I find out that the average is 40% of the video. And again, I understand it's not exciting. It's not as exciting as me coming on here and yelling down at people that say some of the worst things that you can imagine. But that's what it does to fix it. That's what's necessary to fix it. People like Candace. That's what it takes to fix the problem. I'm not saying that all actors and comedians and other stuff don't have the ability to be good politicians. I'm saying this is why, especially in the social media world, they tend to do better than, like, people end up voting for them because they know them. They know the name.
Quite right, Mike. That's why it is important to see other people, because unfortunately, it's sad but true. Too many voters will vote for the name that they recognize without knowing anything about them. And the name that they recognize is usually the incumbent who's been around forever. And you don't get change that way, folks.
Vern, you're not getting the point. The one person that you believe told the FBI to investigate him is the one person that's preventing those files from getting out in the open. Too many click D or R. Name is most of the times irrelevant. Yeah. And that's a problem.
Yeah. In the general election, I was referring to the
No,
primaries.
I understand that.
Yeah. No, but the point is well made. Too many people are fixated on D or R, or fixated on what is becoming increasingly ridiculous distinctions between, oh, is it moderate? Is it progressive? Is it conservative? Is it those labels are becoming less and less useful, because the problem in this country is up versus down, not left versus right.
Well, and the problem is those anyone can call themselves. It's the same thing with Christians, guys. This is what I keep saying. People like saying, oh, this person's not a Christian, that person's not a Christian. Anyone can call themselves anything. Hell, the president tries to call himself one. And in my world, the way I was taught, there is no way in hell anyone would consider him one. But he can call himself it. Anyone can call himself a Democrat. Anyone can call himself a Republican. Anyone can call himself a progressive, a conservative, a liberal, a MAGA, a Green Party, a libertarian, an independent. They all mean jack shit. Unless we can all agree on a finite definition, and let's be fair, if we ever agree on a finite definition of anything, there will be almost nobody in every category. Oh, I've been cussing a lot today, Aaron. Yeah, they got me going today. Vern, why do you believe a member of the LGBTQIA community cannot be in a child's classroom or bathroom?
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing that explanation too.
Oh,
Because that's quite a statement you made there, Vern. You want to back that up?
I mean, we know why, but
Yeah. You want to back that up, Vern? What's the problem that you're perceiving there?
Stephanie, I don't care. All of them. Every single one. There is one person that is preventing those files from getting out. There is one person that is preventing the DOJ from doing anything about it right now. So I'm going to ask everyone who does care, who cares about all of these people. It's not just me. There are plenty of other people, tons of other people that are doing what I'm doing, but you're obviously here. If you haven't gone and watched the content of the people that are running for office right now, please do. I know people are tired. I know people just want to be apathetic right now. And I know it's not exciting, but we're working in an algorithm. We're working in an algorithm of you've got to watch and like and comment for things to get moved farther. It's not you know, and I've been working, there's some ideas going on that we can that are going on that hopefully if some of these people get into office can bring some more exciting stuff. But these people got to get into office first.
Folks, you may be wondering, Mike forgot to mention it because he might think that it's self-evident, but maybe you guys don't know where to find these. These are on the Tube of You, folks. That's where you can find it. And Mike's name on the Tube of You is the exact same as it is here.
Same picture, everything.
Yeah, same picture, everything. So if you haven't signed up, please sign up. It's right on the Tube of You. Type in Breaking the Meta, right?
Yep.
And it'll bring you right to Mike's page. Subscribe. And then you will see he has an entire section down there devoted to his interviews with people running for office. So you can't find it on this app. You can find it on the Tube of You. Sorry, Mike, there just may have been people who didn't know, we're talking about it and they don't know where to find it.
I appreciate that. Sometimes I forget. And I say all of what I'm saying is because I want you to know that I feel it too. And you're seeing a lot of people feeling it right now. People that are doing this day after day after day after day. It is frustrating to have 116,000 people follow you on this app. And when you post something, only 300 people follow. Now, watch it. Now, I know that's an algorithm problem. I understand that. I do. I really do. It's going to take us doing more work than ever. It's going to take us doing more work than we want to. It's going to take us being annoyed and frustrated and depressed. Because if any of us don't think we're not going to hit a point where we're going to feel like why bother, we're going to feel like why bother. Because there have been days where I've felt like why bother. But this needs to be done. This is the only way we can change things for the better of society. Because I can guarantee you, it is not exciting. It is not fun. Other than to meet amazing people, recording 17 interviews in 1 week is not fun. It's exhausting. But it's necessary. The people that I'm interviewing are people that care more than you can imagine. Some of the experiences that some of these people have some of the stuff some of these candidates have had to go through to run for office is something that would cause most of us to give up. Why do people have to say the dumbest shit and have Christ is like, it just makes me sad as a Christian to see that so much. We're talking stalkers. We're talking threats to their lives, to their families' lives. But they believe that it is so important that we get the kind of systemic, the kind of change that we need in this country, that they still wake up every day and do something that none of us would be willing to do, probably, if we're actually being honest with ourselves. This is not This is not an easy thing that I'm asking you, and I understand that. I do. I get it. We have lost friendships in this community because of the amount of stress and frustration and pain and fear that what is going on right now has caused in all of us. I'm honestly surprised that it hasn't happened more often. If I'm being honest with myself, as someone who's been a content creator of some sort for 10 years now, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more. I've said before that there will be days where the only thing that will hold us together is the fact that we know that we have the same fundamentals. There will be days. I have no animosity to the people that left. I want it to be clear. None of them. We're all going through our own shit. Sure you don't, Steve. The fact that you were on here without a picture literally almost proves that to be false, but thanks for playing. I appreciate every single one of you that comes on here and interacts and tries to have these conversations every single day. I hope that we can get more people to do it. I know there's a lot of people that have come on randomly and been like, my algorithm hasn't shown you in months. I'm hoping that someday I can grow this to a point where I can make a living doing this. I don't know. Do you take panelists? I do once I get to know you. It's very important that everyone that comes up agrees on the same fundamentals. So I would, if you, I'm about to get off mechanic anyways, but if you want to stick around and talk and become part of this movement, I would love to have more people come up. But it is very important because we cannot have conversations if we don't agree on fundamentals. It's just that's a requirement. I do not do debates. I want to do discussions. And it's possible we do agree on the same fundamentals. I don't expect everyone to believe me and agree with me. Trust me, Scott has had plenty of opposition to me over the years that he's been here. I don't mind opposition, but I need humanity. I need empathy. That's a necessity.
Opposition's a strong word. We agree on the exact same fundamentals. Sometimes we disagree on the tactical necessities to achieve those fundamentals.
Sure. I meant opposition. I mean, I don't know what he meant by opposition, but okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing weekend. We'll see. You know, there's a lot of things going on. I did a panel discussion with two people that are running for office about the whole Graham Plattner thing, about women in office and other stuff like that. Where am I going? I don't go live on the weekends. So I will see you guys all on Monday. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Please, again, go watch the content and share it. If you know people that are interested in politics that want to help, please share it. Please, 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 please. And I'll say it even more, not just me. There are others that are doing it. Obviously, I would love it if you watched my content because it helps me grow. But in the end, the goal is to change things, is to get the kind of change we want. So thank you for the likes, the shares, and the gifts. Thank you to everyone on the tube who hung out and watched. Thank you to everyone on TikTok that hung out and watched. You guys are amazing, just the way you are, and I love y'all very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to sing, laugh, dance, smile. Do something that makes you happy. Bye, guys.